tourist jumps into Terracotta Army pit, damages priceless statues in China. In a shocking incident in China, a tourist bypassed several security barriers and jumped into the restricted excavation site containing the famed Terracotta Army. The reckless act resulted in visible damage to two of the priceless centuries old clay barriers. What made this tourist to do like this? Let's deep dive into this AI podcast.
Okay, let's unpack this. Picture yourself at the Terracotta Army Museum in Xi'an, China. I mean, it's just one of humanity's most incredible treasures, right? Thousands of these ancient clay figures.
Yeah, an army just frozen in time for what, over 2 millennia? It's amazing.
Exactly. Now imagine someone deliberately breaking through security and jumping into the main pit, the actual excavation site.
It seems almost unthinkable, doesn't it? But, well, that's precisely what happened based on these sources. Yeah. We're talking about a 30-year-old tourist named Sun, and he didn't just, hop over a rope.
No.
He apparently got past several layers of security. Guardrails, protective netting.
Netting too, yeah.
To get into this deep, restricted area.
It's deep. 18 feet deep, the reports say.
Wow. An 18-foot drop. And once he was down there?
He didn't just stand there, no. He reportedly started sort of pushing and pulling at the figures themselves.
Oh, no. These incredibly fragile ancient statues. Yeah, damaging 2 of them before security managed to get to him and apprehend him.
That's just staggering.
The authorities did note later that the individual suffers from a mental illness. There's an ongoing investigation into, the specifics.
Right, into the breach itself and the actual damage. It's still just a really shocking incident, especially at a UNESCO site visited by so many people.
Absolutely.
So our mission for this deep dive, looking at the sources you've shared, is to kind of go beyond just reporting what happened.
Right.
We want to figure out what this incident, and maybe some others mentioned, tell us about the bigger picture, the challenges, really, of protecting these priceless sites worldwide.
Yeah, and what the sources seem to show is that while this Terracotta Army event is, particularly dramatic because it's such a famous site, it's actually part of a wider kind of worrying pattern. It highlights that the danger isn't always, say, sophisticated art thieves.
Right. Not always planned thefts.
Often it's more impulsive, maybe erratic behavior, or even intentional damage by visitors.
Exactly. The sources mentioned another case, right? In Vietnam, just last month.
That's right. A man reportedly damaged a 200-year-old royal throne at an exhibit.
How did that happen?
Well, he apparently entered a restricted area, climbed onto the throne itself, and actually broke part of it. Authorities said he was severely intoxicated.
Okay.
And showing signs of psychosis, they said.
And then there was another one, wasn't there? In Peru.
Yeah, totally different situation, but same theme. At the Xi'an site, another UNESCO treasure, a visitor was filmed spray painting graffiti.
Spray paint on an ancient wall.
On a pre-Columbian wall, yeah. The Ministry of Culture there, understandably, issued a really strong condemnation that was clearly deliberate vandalism.
So these cases are all, they're profoundly disturbing, really. They show that whether it's, deliberate vandalism or actions maybe influenced by intoxication or possibly linked to mental health, these priceless things are just incredibly vulnerable. The fact that the Terracotta Army pit is 18 feet deep and he still got in and caused damage, it kind of shows that physical barriers alone aren't foolproof, are they?
No, not against determined or just unpredictable human actions. And that seems to be the core insight here, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about building higher fences or thicker glass. It's about managing that unpredictable human element within spaces designed for lots of people to access.
That tension, access versus preservation.
Exactly. That tension between letting millions experience these wonders up close and ensuring their absolute, long-term survival. It's the fundamental challenge.
So wrapping this up then, what does this all mean? I guess these incidents, the Terracotta Army, Vietnam, Peru, they're just stark reminders, aren't they?
Yeah, real-world examples of just how vulnerable our most irreplaceable history is, even with security in place.
It seems like safeguarding these treasures needs more than just physical security, then.
It probably requires more layered approaches. Things that consider the human factor in all its complexity. Maybe different kinds of monitoring or engagement.
It really makes you think. Considering incidents like these, what responsibility falls on you, the visitor, when you're at these ancient sites?
That's the key question.
And maybe more broadly, what more could actually be done globally to better protect these irreplaceable pieces of our shared history, for everyone who comes after us?
Yeah, what are the next steps? It's something these events definitely force us all to consider.
How can World Heritage Sites better protect themselves from acts of vandalism on mentally unstable visitors? Don't forget to comment it. Thanks.